Charlotte Brontë was born on April 21, 1816, in the village of Thornton in Yorkshire, England. She was the third of 6 children born to Patrick Brontë, an Irish Anglican clergyman, and Maria Branwell Brontë. In 1820, the family moved to the remote village of Haworth, where Patrick became the perpetual curate of the local church. This isolated environment profoundly influenced Charlotte's life and writing. Tragedy struck the Brontë family early. In 1821, Charlotte's mother died of cancer, leaving Patrick to care for 6 young children. In 1824, Charlotte, along with her older sisters Maria and Elizabeth and younger sister Emily, was sent to the clergy daughters' school at Cowanbridge. The harsh conditions and strict discipline at the school affected the Brontës deeply. The experience later inspired Charlotte's portrayal of the oppressive Lowood School in her novel Jane Eyre. Maria and Elizabeth fell ill at Cowanbridge and died in 1825, prompting Patrick to bring Charlotte and Emily back home. At home in Haworth, the remaining Brontë siblings Charlotte, Branwell, Emily, and Anne immersed themselves in literature and storytelling. They created elaborate imaginary worlds, writing stories and poems. These early writings laid the foundation for their future literary careers. Charlotte attended Roe Head School from 1831 to 1832, where she met lifelong friends Ellen Nussey and Mary Taylor. She later returned to Roe Head as a teacher, but found the experience taxing and stifling to her creative spirit. In 1842, Charlotte and Emily went to Brussels to study languages and teaching at the pensionnat Heger. Their time in Brussels was formative, but also marked by unrequited affection Charlotte felt for her teacher, Constantine Heger. This experience influenced her later novels. After returning to Haworth, Charlotte and her sisters began publishing their poetry and prose. In 1846, they released a joint collection of poems under the pseudonyms Currer, Ellis, and Acton Bell, reflecting their initials C for Charlotte, E for Emily, and A for Anne. The collection sold poorly, but it marked their serious entry into the literary world. Charlotte's first novel, The Professor, was rejected by publishers, but her second attempt, Jane Eyre, published in 1847, achieved instant success. Jane Eyre tells the story of an orphan girl who becomes a governess and falls in love with her mysterious employer, Mr. Rochester. The novel's themes of class, sexuality, religion, and feminism resonated with Victorian readers and remain influential today. Following the success of Jane Eyre, Charlotte wrote Shirley 1849 and Villette 1853, which also drew from her own experiences and emotional struggles. These novels solidified her reputation as a leading novelist of her time. The late 1840s were a period of intense personal loss for Charlotte. Branwell died in September 1848, followed by Emily in December 1848 and Anne in May 1849. These tragedies deeply affected Charlotte, but she continued to write and remained devoted to her father. In 1854, Charlotte married Arthur Bell Nichols, her father's curate, after a prolonged period of indecision and resistance from her father. Her marriage brought some happiness, but it was short-lived. Charlotte became pregnant shortly after her wedding and fell seriously ill. On March 31, 1855, she died at the age of 38, possibly from complications related to pregnancy, tuberculosis, or typhus. Charlotte Brontë's literary contributions have left an enduring legacy. Her works are celebrated for their emotional depth, complex characters, and exploration of themes such as women's independence and social criticism. Jane Eyre, in particular, remains a beloved classic, studied and admired for its groundbreaking portrayal of a strong, morally resilient female protagonist. Charlotte Brontë's life, marked by personal tragedy and literary triumph, continues to inspire readers and writers worldwide. Her novels offer a window into the struggles and aspirations of women in the 19th century, and her legacy as one of the great novelists of English literature endures.